friends! Today I wanted to do a little different video from what I usually upload on this MK2 channel, because today I wanted to tell you guys the story on how I got into wrenching and everything, and I was really curious if you guys like these kind of videos too, because I did do a Q&A where I already told, well, not very thoroughly, but I already told you guys about my very first project car, but I'm sure that not everyone has seen that Q&A, and I'm also sure that not everyone will watch this video, but I still get a whole lot of questions about how I started wrenching and where I learned all of my skills, so I figured it would be fun to tell you guys. So I'm just sitting down here in my car, and I think it will be a bit of a relaxing video just talking to you guys. But let's start at the beginning, because I got my very first car when I was 17, and I had never ever worked on a car before. I first had a scooter, I think that's what you call it, because I bought that because I didn't have any friends to cycle to school with, and here you don't have school buses or anything, and you just cycle together with a group of friends, but I didn't have anyone, so I bought a scooter, and I was like, well, then I don't have to cycle. And you can buy a scooter when you're 16, and ever since then I made it my entire personality, because I thought it was just super cool, because I had been saving up for that for 2 years already, and I bought it myself, so of course then you're super proud, even though that thing was super shitty. And I didn't really get into wrenching then, but I did replace my headlights and all that kind of stuff, because I wanted to make it look even cooler. But then I got 17, yeah, I think I was 17, and then I had saved up enough to buy my first car. Well, when I was saving up, I wasn't entirely sure what kind of car I wanted to get, but one day I saw a Honda del Sol, and I thought, that car looks amazing. I was just looking at how it looks, and I didn't know anything about power or driving or anything, but I just liked the sporty look, so I was like, I want to buy a del Sol. And when I turned 17, I bought a del Sol, and it was a super cool Motegi edition. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it was dark blue with a 10 interior and a super slow D series. But I didn't care back then, I just wanted it to look cool. But that's where I ran into my problem, because I was looking at my car and I was like, why isn't this car as pretty as the del Sol I had seen that made me want to buy a del Sol? This car just looks super boring. So here's what I did. I went on the internet and looked up pictures of a del Sol, and I looked on social media at other del Sols, and I figured out what the problem was. My car was stuck. And I just didn't like the aesthetic, and it was purely the look of it. And then I figured I needed it to be lowered and to have black housing headlights, because that was what I thought was super cool. So I ordered coilovers and black housing headlights, and I'm not 100% sure which one of the two I did first. But the headlights were definitely easy, because that's just 4 bolts per headlight. Well, it was still hard for me, because it was the very first time touching a ratchet, so it took me an entire day to change one headlight, I think. But I did really enjoy that, and the coilover set was a whole lot harder, of course, and I mounted them the wrong way, so when I did my first test drive I heard all these weird sounds because I totally messed up. And I also got the wrong coilover set, so I used angle grinder to grind my rear bushings because it didn't fit. Well, I don't know what went wrong, because I didn't know anything about cars back then, but I also grinded through my ABS sensor and everything, so it was a total disaster, but I thought it was the most fun thing to do in the entire world. And ever since then I started doing more modifications to that car, but it was only body modifications, how do you call that? Exterior, yeah. I didn't do anything power wise or anything, so it was still super slow and everything, but I didn't really care because I just wanted my car to look cool. And then the last step of that was, it was starting to rust, so I took this car to a body shop, got it welded and got it repainted, and then I was like, well, it's finished, that's just it, it looks cool right now, and I'm done with this project. But then winter came, so I didn't want to drive that del Sol anymore because it was too pretty. And that's when I bought my Honda CRX that I still have to this day. And eventually I came to the great idea. I was just plain stupid, but I thought if I can change a headlight, which is a few bolts, I can probably change an engine too, because that's also a few bolts and some wiring, right? So I'm going to swap this engine, even though I don't know anything about cars still. And I had some friends who did some car related stuff, but I didn't have any mechanic friends, I think. No. So it was just dumb, and I could have swapped a B16A1 into it, which is made for a CRX. It's a CRX VTEC engine, or you could swap a B16A2 into it, which was never made for the CRX. So you have to swap everything. Nothing fits. But I was dumb, so I was really surprised that the engine mounts were different and all that kind of stuff. So that was just a dumb decision of mine. So I started looking for a B16A2, because I was like, why not? It has 10 horsepower more from the factory, so I want that engine. And yeah, that's when I fell into a very deep hole, because I did that together with my friend Pascal, actually, because I just met him then, because he had a Honda Prelude. Well, you may have seen it. It's in our shared garage. It's the gold one, but I'll insert a picture here too. And I thought that was super cool, and he has had it for 15 years then, I guess, and he didn't do anything himself with cars, so he got everything done at a shop, which was super expensive too. But he was like, well, I want to learn about Hondas too, so maybe we can swap this engine together. So I drove my CRX to his place. We pulled the engine out magically, so that was a success. That was nice. But putting that engine back in was a disaster, and I eventually got it in, but I never got it to work, and that swap took me years. Also because Pascal and I live 1.5 hours away from each other, single trip. And back then I was only 19, so a 1.5 hour drive is a lot for people here in the Netherlands, because in 1.5 hours you're almost to the other side of the country. So I didn't want to go there every weekend, but I went there every month or so to try and fix that CRX. But we never got it fixed, because it was just too hard for inexperienced people to do a swap like that. So it took me 2 years at the end. But later I came with another amazing idea, because I decided I wanted to sell my Del Sol, because it was too pretty, because I had repainted it and I didn't want to drive it anymore, because every time I drove my Del Sol I was too scared that someone else would damage it, because if you park it at a public parking lot or anything, you just know that people will bump their doors into your car, and I didn't want that to happen, so I didn't drive that car anymore, and it was just standing in front of my house. So I was like, maybe I should sell my Del Sol, never repaint the car again, and just buy another daily, keep the CRX as a project car, and then, you know, we'll see. So that's what I did. I sold my Del Sol, and I didn't have any driving car. So over the year, I started developing a love for Volvo somehow. I've always liked how Volvos looked. I met some guys who had some super cool Volvos with a lot of power for not that much money, and that was mainly what I liked, because I started liking faster cars instead of just cool looking cars that were very slow. So I was like, I would like to buy a Volvo. And then I met a friend of mine who had all these old Volvos, mostly 240s, 740s and all that kind of stuff. And I told him, I want a 740 saloon in grey or silver, pre-facelift. I want that. And he was like, well, I got one. Exactly checking all of your boxes, and you can buy it for $1,000 and I'll get it ready for you. He was a mechanic actually. I met him after starting my CRX project, I believe. But he said $1,000 and I'll fix it for you, get it MOT ready, and you can just drive it. Which was a great idea, because I needed a car to drive. And then one day, the day before MOT, I believe, he called me and he told me, I got some good news and I got some bad news. Which one you want to hear first? So I told him I wanted to hear the bad news first. And the bad news was, there was a hole in the engine. The good news, however, was, he told me, I heard you wanted to learn how to swap an engine, because your CRX is such a disaster. Maybe we can swap this one, because I've swapped a Volvo engine once before, so I think we can do it. And I'm a mechanic, so we can definitely do it. And I wanted to cry, because I just wanted a car to drive. But I was like, well, why not? Let's do it. So I bought a 940 turbo, pulled the engine out and started the whole process all over again, which was a disaster too, but it went a bit more smoothly because my friend did know what he was doing, but it was again a bit too hard for me. But I did learn a whole lot, and my Volvo love just grew more and more working on a Volvo and actually doing cool work, because he asked me, what would you like to learn if you could learn anything from cars? And I was like, I want to learn how an engine works. I want to do engine work because that looks just so cool. I was super interested in all of that technique, and at the time I was studying automotive engineering as well, because I was just really interested in that. I didn't finish that study, by the way, but that was what I was doing. And then he was like, well, maybe you want to replace your valve seals. That's pretty easy. I think you can do that yourself. I can take a look while you're at it, and maybe you can do that. So that's what I did. That's the first engine related thing I did, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I was like, oh, I'm finally working on an engine. This is so interesting. And you're not even inside of the engine, you're just replacing valve stem seals. But I loved that. And then I went to Pascal and told him, well, I've replaced valve stem seals and I love this and this is my favorite thing and I want to work on more engines. And he was like, oh, I got some Volvos here and maybe we can do that together and learn more. And that's when I set my mind to Volvo engines, because that was then my entire world. Because I always get super fixated on something when I like it. So for me that was Volvo engines. So every time someone had a Volvo or needed work done or whatever, I would be the first in line, because I just wanted to learn everything. And that's actually how the whole love of engine work began, and that's still my favorite thing in the world to do, even though I'm trying to learn some more things. Like I picked up welding and everything last year because my friend Leon is teaching me. But working on engines is still my very favorite thing. And I finished the 740 then, and again I didn't pull apart the entire engine, but I did replace the valve stem seals and I loved that. And then a year later or so, I think, I met the owner of Real Tuning Performance here in the Netherlands, and he saved me. Because he just came over, fixed the wiring harness on my CRX. So unfortunately I didn't finish that myself, but then my CRX got back on the road too. And it was time for more projects. So yeah, I did do a whole lot of Volvo work. I think it was 99% Volvos. And I'm not even a Honda girly, even though my first two cars were Hondas, but I really got into Volvos. And now I really want to expand my knowledge. So it's really fun that I've rebuilt a Beetle engine, for example, together with my friend Pascal, because he was really interested in engine work too, and he started learning doing that too. We did a whole lot of that together and also separately, but we also always combined our knowledge, which is really fun, and we're still doing that because I still keep working together with Pascal, because we started working together when we both got interested in the engine work, and we're still doing that to this day. So I'm really grateful and happy about that. Okay, please excuse me if my camera angle has changed slightly, because my camera overheated, so I had to let it cool down for a sec. But yeah, talking about working together with Pascal, I think that's fun, because we did a whole lot of projects together and he was liking Volvos too, which was fun, because we also rebuilt the engine of the white 850R that's in our shared garage together. And we did many more of those projects together, and I think that's really fun. And he's also part of me being into Volvo, so I think, because he had a really cool V70, and I always told him, because I had my 740 and I thought that was the coolest Volvo, but then I really started liking the V70 P2 generation, which is also the car I'm currently in, because he had one. And I always told him, I think your V70 is so pretty and I want one too. And he always told me, well, I hate Volvos and I don't like how they look super boring, but it's cheap to make them fast, so that's why I got them. But that's when I really started to like V70s too, and I think I've worked on V70s mostly. But after learning a whole lot about engines, I figured I might step it up a notch. And even though I swore that I would never repaint a car again after selling my Del Sol for it being too pretty, I decided to repaint my CRX, because it started to get rusty. And I met Leon and I asked him if he could weld it for me, but he told me, you should also repaint it then. because you can't leave the welds out in the open and it will start rusting again. So just repaint it then. So I figured, well, why not? I'm going to repaint it. And that was the first time I did a full car restoration project. And I also put it on my main channel here on YouTube. And that's when I started this whole YouTube thing, because I wanted to take you guys along the way and I wanted to do some video making. And I thought, well, why not do it? And that was actually my very first time restoring a car. And based on that and rebuilding that 850R of Pascal, I also got offered if I wanted to help at Volservice, where I often film, restoring 850Rs. And I had a colleague there that knew everything about those cars and he taught me so much, and it was so nice working with him because he's such an amazing friend to have, and it was always just a lot of fun. And that's when I learned a whole lot about 850s, so I know a lot about 850s and V70s now because I've worked on those before. And yeah, I'm just really curious if I can expand this knowledge to other cars, because again, I'm still not a mechanic, I'm self-trained, and I think I'm doing a pretty okay job because I've rebuilt a few engines in the past and they're still all doing fine. So that's cool, but I'm still not a mechanic, and I do want to learn a lot, and normally you learn that at work if you're a mechanic. But I think I'm going to have to buy some different cars and try some different things as some side quest, and I think that's really fun because I like learning new things. And yeah, I'm really curious on how I can expand my knowledge, and I think you guys will see the entire process, because yeah, you're still here. If you're still watching, you're amazing, because then you're a real one. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story time. Please let me know if you enjoyed and if you want to hear some other stories too, because I'm always open for suggestions. For now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.